After spending $399 on the PlayStation 4, trying a game that's free might sound like a good idea. Enter Warframe, a free-to-play third-person shooter where you fight across the galaxy in search of better loot. It's not only free, but also co-op, meaning any of your early adopter friends can shoot things in space with you. The low barrier of entry is appreciated, but Warframe's structure and implementation of microtransactions eventually intrude on the otherwise enjoyable game. The most interesting things about Warframe are, well, the Warframes themselves. Comparable to classes in other games, the Warframe you select dictates the mods you can equip, which are essentially abilities. The aptly named Voltframe, for instance, is focused on electricity and even pulses with small blue bolts of lightning. As you might expect, mods unique to the Volt allow you to shock enemies. It's a lot better than it sounds, and it actually feels surprisingly powerful. 1 Volt mod lets you hover in the air with outstretched arms, like some sort of deity, as everything in the vicinity is violently electrocuted. Other Warframes are similarly distinct, but newcomers will likely want to get accustomed to things with the agile and well-rounded Excalibur frame. Beyond the basics like jumping and rolling, every Warframe can perform more complex acrobatic actions, such as a knee slide and running across walls. You're a veritable space ninja, bouncing around and thrusting your sword into enemy faces from above. Such physical feats aren't required to be an effective combatant, but they make skirmishes less restrictive and lead to moments that offer far more surprise than simply aiming and firing. It's too bad your objectives are never as interesting as the suit you inhabit. You'll travel to various planets completing missions and acquiring in-game currency, mods, and materials. It essentially amounts to an endless grind for better loot, and it doesn't take long before missions start to feel the same. Sabotage missions task you with destroying a reactor core, rescue missions find you saving a hostage, and spy missions require you to hack terminals, but each contains almost identical waves of space fodder. These missions blend together so much that it's easy to forget which is which. This feeling of déjà vu extends beyond the mission types. So many rooms are completely barren with seemingly no reason to exist. You'll run into plenty of these rooms as you navigate confusing level layouts, where it's hard to tell one spot from another. Far too often it feels like you're exploring empty space. It's also disappointing how Warframe needlessly drags out crafting. Thankfully, you never need to spend money to progress. Your starting Warframe and weapons work well for a while, and when you finally do need a new weapon, you'll likely have the resources to get it. Even so, you'll want to branch out sooner rather than later because the starting weapons are so basic. If you don't want to part with real cash, you'll need to purchase a weapon blueprint from the marketplace using in-game currency, then travel from planet to planet getting materials, which can take hours. Acquiring new Warframes without spending money is even worse, since each individual part, such as the helmet and chassis, must be assembled before you can build the frame. Once everything is finally collected, a timer starts that has to finish before you can equip what you built. It can be skipped by spending real money, but nothing decimates your will to keep playing like the moment you have the materials for a long sought-after weapon, and then you see a 12-hour timer pop up. With an asking price of nothing, it's not unreasonable that Warframe charges for things, but when the game's main hook is getting more loot, it slowly becomes frustrating running into so many roadblocks. Even with your Warframe's athletic prowess, the nondescript missions don't offer enough to put up with the waiting, and there certainly isn't a strong reason to part with a credit card.